Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about if you think your ex is never coming back. Well, many of us feel like we're never going to hear from our ex again and that they're never going to come back. And it is such a devastating feeling that when you experience it, it really may be the most painful time of your life. And I know because I've been there. I had my mom pass away. She had cancer, and it was really hard to watch her go through that. And my dad wound up passing away from COVID. He had unfortunately beaten cancer 3 times and then winds up with COVID. So I've lost parents and people that are close to me. One of my best friends was killed. And obviously Coach Margaret was a huge person in my life. A mentor, a friend. She was like family to me. And so I've lost people that are very close to me, and it was very difficult. But the pain that I felt in a breakup was worse. I don't know how, but it was. My body was feeling so much worse inside, and part of those feelings and part of the pain you're experiencing and the chemicals released in your body really impact your mind too, and it makes your breakup feel more hopeless than what it really is. And that's why I'm talking about the pain, because when you're experiencing a lot of pain, physically, mentally, emotionally, and you're suffering because you want things to be different and you just want to repair things, that pain really impacts your ability to see things clearly. And I know because I see it in so many of the callers that I talk to every week, that they're not seeing the facts, they're only seeing the lens, the facts through this lens that their ex was a different person, and seeing them act this way when they never had before makes them feel like, oh, it's never going to turn around. So I know that a breakup feels like it's never going to turn around, but most of the breakups that do turn around, that person felt like it was never going to turn around. So a lot of painful things have probably happened around the time of the breakup, maybe even leading up, that makes you really feel like this breakup is never going to turn around. Maybe they're at the point where they've blocked you. They've blocked your number. They blocked you on social media. Maybe they've removed you from all their social media. They could have even taken down all your pictures. I know. I see those things all the time, okay? Sometimes your ex tells you they're never going to talk to you again. And they'll get really angry and say things like, leave me alone. Why don't you just get the hint? Why don't you just leave me alone? And you're sitting there feeling just like, I can't even believe this is happening. How could this ever turn around when they're talking to me like this? Sometimes people will tell you they'll never date you again. I will never date you again. There's no chance of us getting back together. And so hearing these kinds of things, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is hopeless. I have no chance here. But a lot of these things are normal. Maybe your ex told you they're not feeling that attraction or that chemistry with you anymore, or it just doesn't feel the same, things like that. And maybe you've even heard something as cold as, well, they think they can do better or somebody better for them, which is really painful to hear. So what happens? You know, we're devastated. You're devastated. And all you want to do is try and repair it. You know, you want to repair that ruptured connection. Okay? That's a survival instinct. Really, deep down, that's what it is. And that's why you do it. And that's why we all do it. Because it's really tied to a survival instinct. You see, that's why almost everybody in a breakup tries to change their ex's mind, begs, pleads, and all those things. Because biologically, it feels like we're dying if we are separated from our loved ones, which really, you know, thousands of years ago, that would be the case, or would make it a lot more likely that you would die. Okay? So, you're now putting yourself in a position of weakness. because you're trying to change their mind, right? They have a position, they're set in their position, and you're trying to change that position because you're feeling if I don't change that position, then we're not going to get back together. If I don't talk them out of it or tell them to let's just talk about this, let's just have another chance. If I don't do all these things, why would they change their mind? I've got to change their position. So you're only putting them in a position of strength where they have the power and they're just kind of like, no, I'm not. And the more you do it, the more turned off they get and the more pushy you become, the more likely they're going to start pushing away and pushing you back emotionally with their words, with their behaviors, and they're going to get meaner and colder. So the faster that you can leave them be, the more likely they're going to get to that place where they start to miss you or rethink things, and the less damage you've done. Like if you're stalking them and they're catching you stalk them, they're going to get really turned off and even scared by that. I mean, imagine somebody drives by your house that you've rejected. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is scary. That's really scary behavior. And that kind of behavior leads to a lot of dangerous behaviors, right? Really dangerous behaviors. So you've got to go no contact. You've got to stop reaching out. It shows them confidence. And that confidence is extremely attractive. Many people are able to turn their breakups around when they go into no contact and they truly stay focused on the personal growth. Something almost magical happens in the universe, in this disturbance in the force, where we truly get to a great place where that's when they want us back a lot of the times. I can't tell you how many times people have really done the work. They really get to a great place. They're either ready to start going on dates or they start going on dates and their ex reaches out. Now, you don't want to fake this. If you fake it, it's not going to work right, okay? A lot of people will just, oh, I'll just try and make them jealous. That could blow up in your face, and a lot of times it does. This is about really doing it right. Really learning about the stuff that we teach. Attachment theory, how to be a great partner, how to work on your attachment issues, the therapy that you haven't done, that you've been putting off for years, getting into therapy, doing the creative healing course, which is very therapeutic. There's a lot of therapeutic activities in it that really help you process and get to a great place. So either they come back and you're now in a position of strength, or they don't come back and you're in a position of strength with other people that you date, okay? So showing them that you can handle things is the ultimate form of confidence. That is what truly secure people are able to do. This is why I'm saying you can't fake it. When you really do the work, and you do those workbooks 30 minutes a day in the course, and you really do it, you really get to a place where you don't have to fake these things. And that makes all the difference in the world because they're going to see it and they're going to sense it, okay? So, I know you feel like your ex is never going to give you another chance. I know it. But even in the research that we've seen over the years from articles and from studies not done by us, the research is over 50% or around 50%. Now that's not taking into account really changing yourself, having something like the workbooks or the creative course, or getting coaching with us who are professionals who see these things every day. So even people that haven't watched videos and search things on YouTube that how to be more successful or come across the channel, it's over 50%. So that's pretty high, right? Because think about all the bad behavior that happened. That, handwritten letter, good reminder text, the harassing messages, stalking, all of those things you have to take into account in the 100% of the people. Like what percentage of the people stalks? I mean, 10%? Maybe? Some kind of stalking? So take that into account when you're looking at that margin for error. Okay, what would it be if you took off the stalking? How much better would it be? What would it be if people went into no contact right away and did the personal growth? I bet it would go up significantly. So I know it's scary, and I know you have your doubts, and that's why I like to share success stories. And I got one today to finish off this video, okay? This is somebody who messaged me on my Instagram. They said, "Well, Craig, I'd like to stop by to say thank you. In 2018, I had a pretty nasty breakup with my wife of 8 years, most of which was my fault. I was miserable." He put that in bold caps with an exclamation point. "To boot, I did just about everything I could have done wrong. Wrong, short of writing a handwritten letter, LOL. She wouldn't talk to me, blocked me on everything, and even started to see an old boyfriend from like 20 years ago, which was super hard to know and deal with." So look at how low this has gotten. She wouldn't talk to him. Now, mind you, they're married. Wouldn't talk to him, blocked him, started dating an old boyfriend, and all three of those things would be incredibly difficult. "I found your videos online and started the work. I went no contact shortly after that. Focused on bettering myself, did the workbook, and stuck to it. What do you know? Shortly after about a month or two into it, my daughter graduated high school and she called. From there, we had both had some time to think, reflect, date others, and realize we should try again. We met for coffee initially, then dinner. Then dinner led to, well, you know, and that was 3 years ago. The last 3 years have been the absolute best we've ever been in the 11 years together, aside from the 8-month breakup, LOL. I never thought I'd be able to have another chance or turn it around. It seemed absolutely hopeless! Exclamation point. But with some time, work on ourselves individually and a couple, something that seemed hopeless turned itself around for the better. Do the work. Work on yourselves, fellas. Make yourselves better, stronger men with or without your ex, and you'll be better off no matter what. Thank you for everything and all you do for all of us, Craig. Cheers from Andy." So, you saw how hopeless he felt. She wouldn't talk to him, she blocked him, she even started dating someone else. And now the last 3 years are the best they've ever been. But you heard it. He did the work. You got to do the work. And I can't tell you how many people I've had over the years that didn't do the work and they wind up in other breakups, or they get their ex back and then they break up again and they're always embarrassed. They always tell me, "I'm so embarrassed, I have to tell you this, but I didn't do the work." And I try and warn you guys because I want you to be successful. And short of coming to your house and zapping you with like a cattle prod or something, you've got to do it for yourself, okay? Because you have to be the star of your own movie, regardless of what happens with your ex. And we always want you to be happy. And even if you don't get your ex back, you can still be a success story. You don't have to make a success story about just getting somebody back. Changing your life and feeling really confident in who you are and knowing the partner you want to date and the partner you want to be for your partners, that's an awesome place to be in life. And it's very freeing and it feels good. Okay? As Margaret used to say all the time, doing the work feels good. It really does. So stay motivated, everybody. If you want to get our help personally, you can get that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Obviously, Coach Victoria is available for Skype coaching. You could check out my website for the workbooks and the Creative Healing course, both of which I know you'll absolutely love. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.